Hey guys, this is Andrew. I'm back. Sorry for not posting another video for a while. It's just there were some things that I had to do that came up, and also I have been trying to figure out when was the right time to give my full assessment over all of Bayern Munich's tough fixture games and how the results and how they performed in each one. So if you guys are interested to hear my thoughts, be sure to hit that like button down below, and if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments about what you think of our performances so far as well. Okay, so before I will give my overall assessment, I'll go game by game first. Let's start off with Bayer Leverkusen. Now, the game ended 1-1 at home at the Allianz Arena. Now, on paper, you'd think that's a really bad performance and a really bad result because we are playing at home and Leverkusen's playing away from home. 1-1 kind of means that we did not play well that game. No. That could not be further from the truth, because Bayern Munich absolutely dominated Leverkusen this game. I mean, if you even look at the stats wise, Bayern had 69% possession to Leverkusen's 31. They had 1.38 xG to Leverkusen's 0.06. Bayern have had one big chance to Leverkusen 0. They got 18 shots to Leverkusen's 3. Bayern had 6 corners to Leverkusen's 1. 714 passes to Leverkusen's 310. So you're looking at these stats and you're thinking like, Bayern really should have come away with 3 points from this game. But the problem is, Bayern's attack did not show up that game. The defense and the midfield did, but the attack did not. Gnabry absolutely sold that game, where he had that one really big double chance where he hit the post and then he hit the crossbar on the rebound. And I'm like, oh my god, just put the ball in the back of the net. And that was a very frustrating game to watch because Bayern very easily could have come away with a win in that game. Next up, we're going to the Champions League game against Aston Villa, where we lost 1-0. And in my opinion, even though 1-0 does not tell the whole story of this match, I think this was the game where we really started to see the vulnerabilities in Bayern Munich and the vulnerabilities in Vincent Kompany's system. Because you see, like, let's go first by stats wise. Again, it's a Bayern Munich domination. Bayern had 70% possession to 30% for Aston Villa. They had 1.55 xG to Aston Villa's 0.40. They both had one big chance. Bayern had 17 shots to Aston Villa's 5. Aston Villa had 7 goalkeeping saves to our 1. We've had 11 corner kicks to Aston Villa's 1. We've had 655 passes to Aston Villa's 285. So you look again at these stats wise, and even if you look at the performance on the pitch, again, this is another game that Bayern Munich really should have come away with a win. And instead, they get nothing. And in my opinion, the reason why Bayern Munich lost this game is because of three reasons. First reason, again, Gnabry selling on numerous chances that he was given. He missed an easy tap in for Harry Kane, and then he had a very weak shot that went straight at Emiliano Martinez. Had he taken those two opportunities a little bit better, that would have been 2 goals for Bayern Munich and a win for Bayern Munich, and we would have been having a completely different conversation after that. Also want to say, shout out to Emiliano Martinez, who's the Aston Villa goalkeeper, because if it wasn't for him that game, Aston Villa 100% would have lost this game. So, credit where credit is due to him. But I also need to criticize parts of my team. Upamecano and Kim, when I get to the Barcelona game, I'm going to criticize them even more. This center-back pairing is completely unsustainable for Bayern Munich when it comes to the big games. These guys are so mistake and error prone. It's absolutely unbelievable. Upamecano was very lucky not to get a red card in this first half against Aston Villa, with the amount of ridiculous fouls and challenges that he was pulling off. Kim Min-jae, while I still think he is the more solid of the two, he still makes mistakes and errors of his own from time to time. And in my opinion, Kim Min-jae is one of those types of center backs where if he doesn't have an elite center back that understands the game next to him, he struggles like hell because he keeps getting exposed on his side of the pitch. And the next thing I'm gonna have to criticize from these big games, Manuel Neuer, our legendary goalkeeper. With all due respect, I think it's time he has to retire at the end of the season. With all due respect, Neuer, seeing you make these many mistakes and struggle on the important stage is really not helping your image. And I understand that you want to give your all for Bayern Munich, but there's this saying by Jamie Carragher that he once said, leave the football before the football leaves you. And I think that's a very similar case with Manuel Neuer. I'm sorry, he can be a reserve goalkeeper, that's fine. But heading into next season, Manuel Neuer cannot be the starting goalkeeper for Bayern Munich if they want to win any major trophies. Almost every shot that goes at Neuer is a guaranteed goal. And that's a big problem when it comes to the Champions League. Because you do need a really good goalkeeper that can bail you out from time to time when you've had a slightly rough spell. So yeah, that's my takeaway from that. The Frankfurt game now, which ended 3-3. This was one of Bayern Munich's more dominant displays. Because as you can see, Frankfurt had 26% possession to Bayern's 74%. They had 1.21 XG to our 2.16. They had 3 big chances to our 5. They had 6 shots to our 24. They had 10 goalkeeper saves to our 1. They had 0 corner kicks to our 11. And they had 305 passes to our 853. Again, more domination on the stats. But in my opinion, the reason why Bayern did not win this game is because of Company's tactics and refusing to adjust the high line when playing against counter-attacking teams. And this is something that I'll also get to in the Barcelona game, where the offense, fantastic. They're doing very well. But even on the offense, when it comes against elite oppositions, sometimes they can also be quite inconsistent. But that's not the main problem why Bayern Munich are not winning these games. Their main problem is their defense and their defensive tactics. That's really what it is. Because, I mean, Frankfurt, you literally see the stats. 6 shots, 3 goals is a big problem. And I understand Frankfurt have one of the most informed strikers in the Bundesliga right now. But come on. This 6 shots should not amount to 3 goals. Maybe it's understandable if it's 1, but conceding 3 is not good enough from Bayern Munich. And I understand Bayern have dominated in quite a few of these games, but when it comes to these big games, Company really needs to adjust his tactics for the high line for Bayern Munich, because these kind of tactics is unsustainable when it comes to competing against big opposition and elite opponents. Next up, we got the Stuttgart game, which finally Bayern Munich gets rewarded for their dominance, and they won 4-0, scoring 4 goals in the second half. Bayern Munich had 66% possession to Stuttgart's 34, 3.38 xG to Stuttgart's 0.51, 6 big chances to Stuttgart's 1, 22 shots to Stuttgart's 4. They had 7 corner kicks to Stuttgart's 3, and 699 passes to Stuttgart's 360. And this was a game where Bayern Munich's defense looked a lot more solid, because one thing Company did change from the last game to this game was he pushed Davies further deeper to help out the defense. And that I really appreciate he did. And it's very unfortunate that Pavlovic broke his collarbone in this particular game, because I think he is going to be a pretty big miss in some of these next few games that we have, even though I still think we should be able to win them, because the amount of performances and amazing performances I'm seeing from Pavlovic this season is absolutely amazing. And now he's not going to play for us until January 2025 at the earliest. So that's really, really unfortunate. And I wish him all the best on his recovery and his rehab. And hopefully he comes back stronger. Now, we're going to probably the match that has the biggest talking point. And that is Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. So, Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. In my opinion, This is the first game that Bayern Munich absolutely deserved to lose. Bayern Munich lost 4-1 against Barcelona. You look at the stats. Barcelona had 12 shots to Bayern's 11, but Bayern had 60% possession to Barcelona's 40%. But the key stats here is Barcelona had 4 big chances to Bayern Munich's 2, and they had 2.23 xG to our 1.04. So in the key stats, Barcelona absolutely deserved to win this game. And the on-the-pitch performances, they also deserve to win. But in my opinion, 4-1 really doesn't reflect how this game went. Because, let's be honest, as much as Bayern probably did not take their chances and perform well against Barcelona, Manuel Neuer, let's be honest, if another good goalkeeper was in Manuel Neuer's position, 2 of those Barcelona goals wouldn't have been scored. That is just facts. 2 out of those 4 Barcelona's goals would never have happened if we had another goalkeeper that wasn't Manuel Neuer. And it's really sad to see and frustrating. The next thing is that, my goodness, the amount of space and mistakes we were making at the back and giving to Barcelona was absolutely ridiculous. We refused to lower our high line, and we got absolutely punished for that. And I know Barcelona also played the high line, but Barcelona actually played a high line that was adjusted with offside traps. And by the way, I just want to say very quickly, Hansi Flick, what he is doing with this Barcelona team so far is absolutely incredible. Because they beat Bayern Munich 4-1, and they also beat Real Madrid at their own backyard at the Bernabeu 4-0. So they're doing an absolute madness. But I also have to criticize my team, because even if it is probably against the most in form and probably the best team in all of Europe right now, losing 4-1 is still an unacceptable result, in my personal opinion. It is. 4-1 is a spanking. It is just facts. It is a spanking. And of course, the final game that happened, which of course is a much easier game, is Bayern Munich 5, Bochum 0. Which, to be honest, is kind of expected. And I'm not going to go too deep into that game. So, what are my overall thoughts about Bayern Munich's results and performances over this stretch of 5 games? In my opinion, the way Vincent Kompany is setting up our team against the mid-tier or lower opposition, I think we'll be fine doing those tactics. But we cannot afford to have that kind of high line going against the stronger opposition. We can do absolutely fine against the weaker opposition, You can see that in some of our results with Bochum 0, Bayern Munich 5, Bremen 0, Bayern Munich 5. Against those kind of opposition, we can get away doing with those tactics. But if we play like that against the stronger opposition, like the Barcelonas, the Villas in the UCL, we'll get punished. We'll get absolutely punished for it. And unless company changes something tactically wise the next time we come up against big opponents, we're going to have the exact same problems and we're still going to get punished because our defense is not good enough and our goalkeeper is not good enough right now. So if company really wants to avoid like having these kind of fragilities and frailties, he needs to lower the high line man. He really needs to. Because if we keep playing like that against the stronger opposition, we'll get punished for it. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts about Bayern Munich's 5 difficult games stretch that they've had. 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses is not really good enough for Bayern Munich standards, let's be honest. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button down below, and if you're new to my channel, go and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, and peace out, guys.